There you go. Nice. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna put on some music. No. Oh yeah. We used to play this in school. There you go. There you go. I don't know if it's how loud it is. Just let me know if the volume is good or if I should put it lower. Anyways, basically, I'm looking to. This is an example of a trade here. My model 2 is where I buy and sell above 8:30 open at midnight and beneath 8:30 and midnight respectively. So for above 8:30 midnight I'll sell, for beneath it I'll buy. Right at 9:25, the same time in the morning. And while this is unprofitable, it will work over a long period of trades. There's a lot of losses, and especially when I'm trying to trade front-end accounts, it's been very frustrating trying to get funded or just trying to find any sort of short-term consistency. Those time windows where I can't get funded are few. So therefore, I've been trying to make some tweaks where I've seen a lot of trades. Today specifically, there was a trade. I don't want to go to the chart, but it was between midnight and 8:30, and I could tell the open was going to open and draw lower. I don't want to just trade whatever I want, but with my understanding of liquidity and how price moves, I think I could factor that into the model, and now it's like I'll avoid taking trades if I think it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the 8:30 open. I don't want to put the 8:30 open anymore. Well, you can't really hear me. What the heck? Because it's the max. I think it's your volume. Yeah, lower the music. Okay. Is this better? Basically, I want to just get rid of 8:30 completely and just look at midnight. Now the only really goal, the reason I'm using midnight is because compared to where 9:30 in the morning is, so if we go right at hover right over the beginning of the blue area, it's right before London session, which is right in the middle of the day. So if you compare from 9:30 to where that dash blue line is, it's Asia, and so midnight's kind of right around the middle before all the volatility starts from the Europe markets and the North American markets. So this is basically the kind of like equilibrium, you could think of it. And the only thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sell when we're in a deep discount, and buy when we're in a deep discount, sell when we're in a deep premium. So over here, for example, I wouldn't do anything, right, because it's just in between. It's right around midnight, and it's, if you look at where the high of the day is and where the low of the day is, we're at an equilibrium, or well, not really an equilibrium, we're a little higher. But the important thing about an LP is, or my model 2 is, before we were selling above 8:30 in midnight, like over here, instead of doing that, no, we're looking for the draw on liquidity. So over here, here's the things that I'm still trying to work out exactly how I want to trade this model, right? And right now I could justify a short because we took out some relative equal highs, but then at the same time it's hard to tell because we immediately go lower, so we have some manipulation lower, and then basically if we're around a midnight open or equilibrium of the day, I don't want to trade it. I don't want to do anything, and so this is where I wouldn't trade. And then over here, there's no draw on liquidity that happens right around 9:30. So I could say, yeah, it's going to go lower, but we're above midnight. But we didn't manipulate higher. Like, we didn't take any liquidity recently around 9:25. So I wouldn't do anything either. And over here is a good example where I would actually go short, and I would have lost because we took out previous day high, overnight high, right around 9:30. But my ATR indicator goes off. So what I would do here is I would log it, and basically what I do now, instead of just going short ambiguously at 9:25, I'm gonna wait till I see confirmation on the lower time frame. So I'm giving myself from 9:25 all the way to 9:45 in case price wants to manipulate higher and then go lower. And basically what I'm looking for is for a change in the state of delivery, so an entire range to break. The cutoff time is 9:45, and what that is a range of consecutive up close candles being broken. So over here we've got like these two big candles. I'd want to see price break that range and get beneath it, and then we create a small up close candle here and we do get beneath it, but this doesn't count, it's just one candle. So then this new range basically from this low to that high, if we don't get beneath that, we don't close beneath that, I don't go short. So I wouldn't have had a trade here, I wouldn't be trying to do anything. Anyways, we'll keep going. Here's another good example. Actually, I'll probably have a loss here, but price is kind of moving sideways. We're above midnight quite well, and then 9:30 again the ATR indicator goes off, so this is a trade I'm gonna log, but my indicator is saying no. The ATR indicator is basically a measure between ATR 1 and ATR 5 on the hourly chart, viewed from the 5-minute chart. So that just tells me if the volatility is like compared to what the last 5 hourly candles did. If it's way out there, then I don't trade anymore. But dropping down a limit, let's see if I have an entry. Yeah, so the probably would enter right here with a 60-point stop, and then I was using 60-point stop at the beginning of the year for this year because of the whole Trump stuff, but I might reduce it if I see that it's just not too wide. But yeah, so let me log this. Just gonna we're in September. Okay. September 12th. Alright, here is another good example. So kind of trending, so I don't really like it when it's trending. 830 does a major sweep, but we run back above this high. So I don't know if I would classify this. Nolan, can you help me with this? Do you think this is a trend? I don't know if you're being able to pay attention right now, but you might be at work. But the thing is 830 kind of manipulates, so I wouldn't really say it's a whole trend because it manipulated, but overall we're moving predominantly in one direction. I don't like to trade against trends, so here's where I would have gotten short. Again with the 60-point stop. Going for 4R. That would have been tough. Wow. I don't know about 60-point stop losses in this market. Maybe 50. No, just keep it at 60 for now. Alright, and we're gonna lock that as a loss. Okay, another examples are here. We're at a significant high today. And we took out liquidity. Apparently the music is really loud still. Yeah, but anyways, we took out overnight highs, and I don't know if we took out any other high than that, but overnight highs taken out. I'd get short right here as soon as this range up here breaks lower between 925 and 945. The 60-point stop. And yeah, I might have to reduce the... That's just tough. No, okay, we're gonna use a smaller stop. Maybe like 40 points. There you go. So basically after 4 hours, the first 5-minute short-term low. Okay, nice. Thank you for letting me know about the sound. But yeah, 40-point stop. Gonna have to reduce these two. Anyways, ATR indicator does not go off either, which is good. So 10th of September, get a short, stop is 40 points, 40.16R. Okay. Next. Right here, we're just around midnight open, so I wouldn't even look at that. I'd get up in the morning and say, okay, no trading. Even though we took out overnight highs, there's still this high over here previous evening. And this low, sorry. We took out London lows, but we didn't take out Asia lows. And I don't think we manipulated deep enough. So I wouldn't be getting short. Over here, we're well up above the midnight open. So that's nice. And only thing is we're kind of moving in one direction. I really like it when it does that. But let's see. So if we were going to get short, it would be inside that 935 candle. Let's go down the 1 minute chart to see if we kind of change that delivery. We don't. So, okay, you see how over here, even though we inverse a gap and we leave a fair value gap, the range that we need to break is this one. So we need to pretty much close beneath this range, those bodies at least. And we don't even close beneath the last candle. So I wouldn't be taking this. Sometimes we can get really close to the range and I'll still take it, but like I'll round up pretty much. But this is not a valid entry. And over here, when we finally do break above this, beneath this range, it's past entry time 9:45, so we're not going to be trading. Alright, another opportunity to get short. So we took out liquidity. This is trend. I'm soft? What the hell? What? I mean, I'm the highest I could be. Like, there's no way that I can get any higher than this. Let's see. I'm listening to myself. I can hear my breathing off my phone though, literally. Let's see. Yeah, I'm super loud on my phone. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can re-listen to it later if you want on a better device. But yeah, trend for one. But I think with this model too, we can ignore trends. I don't know yet. We'll see. 9:30. I'm still gonna log it with the trend, obviously, but create new instance. Okay, let's see. So we took liquidity. We're above midnight. 9:25. Nice. Have fun at work. 9:25. This kind of range higher. We break this, so I'd be getting short right here, right at the open, with a 40-point stop. And then 4 targets deep, holy. 5 minute low, 4.32. Oh, so right here, 4.32. There you go. So 4.32. God damn, what the did you just do? What? Help. Alright, let me log this. Alright, and over here we're kind of consolidating around midnight. I wouldn't look at that. It does like manipulate right at 9:30. So the question is, you know, would I then at night after 9:30 go short? And the thing is, if I were to enter short here, I'd be entering way down here right at midnight. So it goes above midnight, manipulates higher to the overnight highs, London high, and then it comes right back down. We would enter right on the midnight open. So I wouldn't enter this because we're entering at the equilibrium of the day. We're not a deep premium, so I wouldn't be looking at that. Over here, we're above midnight. So thing about this is we took liquidity during London and then we just consolidate. So I wouldn't go ahead and say that we took buy side liquidity right at 9:30 because we consolidate ever since 6 a.m. So for 3 hours we consolidate. So even though we took liquidity earlier in the morning, like the previous day high gets taken out at 7 a.m. So then we come back lower, then we maybe just chop around. So I wouldn't be comfortable doing anything here. I need to see another clean sweep above some highs, and then I would want to go short. So again, no trade there. And over here we have a trend condition. ATR is active, but we're in a deep discount. And yeah, we've taken out liquidity, previous day low, way past it. We took out, you know, this 22nd of August low. Alright, at 9:25, we sweep one more time. So let's go down to the 1 minute. And I would be getting long as soon as we close above 9:30. So right here, I'll probably get stopped here because it comes back before it goes higher. Yeah, I would get stopped. 40 point stop. Oh, actually, maybe not. Wow. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Yeah, we get it stopped. This would run in our favor, but then it would come back and stop us out. That would be tough. If we were aiming for 3R, we would get that, but no, it's okay. Let me log that as a trade, 2nd of September. Nice. Alright, here we take out liquidity, previous day low, right here. Oh, wait a minute. No, I was looking at the green session. Oh, is this a holiday? Yeah, it's a holiday. Okay, so we're not trading that. Okay, here we're in a trend condition. ATR is active again. We're beneath midnight, but we took out during London. We took out liquidity. It's the same thing where we kind of chop around though. Alright, so I wouldn't be looking to do anything here. God, that's annoying. Yeah, so we wouldn't. Let's drop down 1 minute, see if there's a trade, but it doesn't look like there would be a trade because yeah, we never 925 from 925. We never kind of this 2-minute chart. We don't close above. What the fuck? Oh, we do actually close above this range. So going short, but here's the thing what I said about how it consolidated. So actually we wouldn't be doing anything here. We'd be waiting for another sweep, and then we would get another sweep, but then we wouldn't be able to close above, change the say delivery above a range of down close candles. So I wouldn't be doing anything there. Over here, I had, this is one my model 1. Oh, delete that for now. Alright, here's another good example where we're above midnight. We took out previous day high, and then it is kind of a trend, but not really, because London kind of moved sideways, so not really a trend. Anyways, we're at 925. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. I wouldn't be getting short until we hit either overnight highs or previous day high. So as soon as we do that, I look to go short, and then right here when this candle closes, we break this range up here. Questionable whether I would go short just because this very small down close candle. I might prefer to break this range rather than this one. So let's just say I'd be more conservative and I'd wait. Then we'd create a new range here, and as soon as we close beneath that, so right on this candle, I'd want to go short. Let's say right here, can round it up because this is pretty much at the low of the range. There's a 40-point stop. I think this is going to get stopped out though. Yeah, this is going to get stopped out. Next 5-minute short-term low after 4 hour. It runs in some profit and then it gets stopped out. So I'm going to work this. He would crash out. This is 28th of August. August 28th. It is a trend too, so I'm going to mark that out as a trend. Trend ski. Okay, let me go back to MN here. We get on a replay. I just want to go back to MNQZ 2025 and then finish off September. No, I don't think smaller stops. Because that wasn't really, like, it's not, I don't think it was because of the stop size. Like, we're trading against the trend. That was just a manipulation. Like, we're not targeting a previous day low. The move that morning was higher. It's finishing off what the earlier in the day did. So maybe if we use a smaller stop, we would get a win, but then it doesn't match the logic behind the model. So I wouldn't want to use, like, that doesn't justify a smaller stop. But if I would see that, like, the move were to be lower and then our stop is too high, then yeah, we could use smaller stops. But I already reduced it. I was using 60 because beginning of the year was more volatile and we'd have to use 60, and here, like, it's less volatile and I'm using 40. But yeah, like basically this was the same type of move right here. The trader, you're saying use a smaller stop on this. See that move higher, and then that led to a move lower. That's basically this right here, like just a manipulation before we continue going higher, right? So this is ATRs on right here. I wouldn't be going short. Why? Because we didn't take any liquidity. There's London highs, I guess, that we took out, but then it's not like clean. Like on a higher time frame, like the hourly chart, there's no liquidity here, right? So even though we came up above some areas on the smaller time frame, that would be, you would say it's overnight high, whatever. I wouldn't be wanting to go short. Just because it's above midnight doesn't mean I'm going to go short. I want it to hit some area of liquidity before I go the opposite direction. So I wouldn't be doing anything here. Anyways, we're in September now. Let me get rid of all this. All 2025 model. But here's beneath midnight we have, my god, we come down at 9:30, take out this liquidity, so I would want to go short or long here, and then well, we'd get stopped out. But I'd be getting long right here. 40-point stop. This is a tough one. ATR is active though, so I'll lock that. We're on the 30th. This is September 30th. Position long, loss, 40-point stop, -1R. ATR is active. Was there news that day? Nope. Okay. Next one. Okay, we're above midnight. This is a trend, so I wouldn't be trading against trend. And then we took out liquidity at 8, so I would want to go short. I wouldn't be waiting for that manipulation because I think it already happened. Let's see, right around 9:25, what do we do? There's a 9:25, we already going lower, so I'd wait for some sort of pullback and then a close beneath those candles, and we don't have that. We have that only later, and it happens right here at 10, so it'd be too late for me to get into a trade. Fuck are you? Alright, and over here, a good example, ATR is active though. So we run out liquidity at 8:30, right at 9:25. All I'm looking for is a change of state of delivery. Let's go down and see if it happens. Yeah, 9:25, we're already going lower, so we wait, we get a up close candles. We change state of delivery right here, right at 9:40. But the thing is, again, it's one of these things where the range is two small candles when there's a very much bigger range. This has no fair value gaps, nothing, so I wouldn't pay attention to that. Something like this though would be more interesting. But again, there's just no fair value gaps or anything. By the time we change state of delivery, it's too late. But let's just say I would have used this, because I feel like I would have probably went short right here as soon as we, this is a pretty nice big candle. Yeah, okay, if my stop is, my stop would be really tight. Let's run it 2-4R. Okay, 26th of September is right here. There was no news. Okay, ATR active, loss, short, 40-point stop, -1R. Alright, another good example. We're beneath midnight. We took out previous day low. We're continuing to trend lower. So right around 9:25, we're already going lower. If we're going long, it's at 9:45. Inside that 9:45 candle. Yeah, I'd go long right here. It's outside 9:45, but it's just a few minutes. This stop is way too tight. I need my stop here. It's like even a 60-point stop, I get stopped out. Honestly, I probably would take the trade a little late, but the cutoff is 9:45. And I kind of want to log it though, because I feel like I would take this trade, even if it's outside the time. So yeah, we use a 40-point stop. How do you feel about a tighter stop now, Nolani? The thing is, if we change our stop size, like, I guess it's something we'd have to do on the fly. Like, I'd probably use a wider stop, but how wide? It wouldn't be more than 60 points. I don't know if I'd put it at the low, and even if I did put it at the low, it wouldn't move enough to hit profit. But yeah, this is a trend scenario, so I usually don't take trades that I don't at all take trades that when there's a trend and when the ATR is active. So far, almost all the losses, I think actually all the losses so far have been during either trend or ATR. So that's good. Wait, did I log everything properly? Yeah, okay, I did. Here's a tricky one, because you see how we're above midnight, but we didn't take any liquidity recently, you know, in the 9 o'clock hour. So I'd wait for manipulation. I'd wait for something like this for it to open up at 9:30, go higher than lower. That doesn't happen, just immediately goes lower. Win trade. Next day, we're consolidating around midnight. Skip it, win trade. Here we're beneath 8:30, deep discount. We took liquidity during London Asia session lows, but again, it's one of those where I'd wait for 9:30 to open up, go lower, and then go higher, because we didn't take any liquidity inside the 9 o'clock hour. So again, go back. This is a tiny ass day. What the fuck? I'm not gonna find any wins on this day. Here we took out Asia session high pretty recently. This is during 8 o'clock, so yeah, pretty recently. I probably would be getting short at 9:30. Let's see, do I have an entry? Kind of a weird range, but yeah, probably right around here at 9:33. I'd get short with a 40-point stop and some hopes and dreams, and I would get fucked. That's the 19th. I think yeah, 19th. Is there no high impact news? 19th, short, loss. Okay, I think we did September. No, wait, let me just keep going just in case we missed. No, yeah, we did September fully. So far, if we only take the trades where ATR and trends aren't present, we'd only have a 1 win and 1 loss. Now, September was pretty bad. It wasn't that many trades. As you can see, like, there was a lot of shit days. But this isn't bad, like, it's still a profitable month. So, we'll see. Let's keep going. MNQ, what was it? MNQ U2025. Yeah. Okay, we did the 28th. Alright. Yeah, we took out liquidity, we continued trend lower, and then wait for a change in the state delivery. So we don't quite have that here, because we don't really close above that at all. Consolidate, move lower, roll over, and then 950. Yeah, it's tough. I think I would have just gone off the chart here. That sweep happens. This is a 2025 model though, so the reason I would take this is because this is my model 1. We have a sweep here, and then I'd get long here, it would fail, and I'd get long again. So I think 2025 model, 27th of August. What? I didn't log anything. What the fuck? Damn. Okay. Why? Interesting. Okay, I know I gotta fix that. Actually, let me fix that right now. Because this is a clean sweep. What am I talking about? No, it's not. There's long wicks. Yeah, okay. So I was gonna say, if that was my 2025 model, I would have probably taken this because it would have lined up the 2025 model. But yeah, no. The change in state delivery happens way after our time. So, you know, way after 9:45. So we're not gonna trade that. Here's where, okay, yeah, we're above, we take liquidity higher, but let's see if we get a change in state delivery. We get that at 9:45, and then by the time it closes, we're back at midnight, so I wouldn't do anything there either. Okay, we're beneath midnight, but this looks like a trend. What did I put for the 25th? Nothing, okay. I don't know, it kind of looks like a trend. Like, because it consolidates overnight, and then it only moves lower kind of like during London. And it consolidates more in the morning. So it's like a sloppy trend. It's not really a strong trend, I would say. I don't know, predominantly moving in one direction. I would call it a trend. We have another scenario too where it just consolidates. It doesn't continue moving lower. So I wouldn't be looking to take any trades here. And I would probably win, but I'm not going to take any trades like that when it's predominantly moving one direction, and also because it's consolidating. So let's move on. Over here, we sweep above overnight highs, but then it's the same thing where we consolidate, so it wouldn't be looking to take anything. And down here, we take out overnight session highs. We continue moving lower, and then at 9:25, let's see if we get a change in state delivery. ATR indicator is not present. Yeah, we do. So at 9:33. We need to dream big on this one. And this would get stopped. That's not a trend. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Here's where we're kind of consolidating, so I wouldn't be doing anything like that there because we're consolidating, and ATR is also active. Around midnight, wouldn't be doing anything there either. This looks like a really shit day. Wow. August is a pretty slow month. August and September. But we do take all this consolidation, so we do manipulate higher. The only problem is it's beneath midnight, and then we don't manipulate lower. We do right here, but it's too late. It's by 10 o'clock where we would get an entry, so it's too late. By the way, the reason I'm using 9:45 is because, do I not have, yeah, quarterly cycles. And 9:45, if you think of every single day, break it up into 4 quarters. I'm trying to find a good example, but usually you'll have accumulation, manipulation, distribution. 9:45 is kind of like a macro time where the algorithm's going to start delivering if it hasn't already. And since it's, if you pair it with 9:30 in the morning, which is a very volatile time, then 9:45 will, you know, have a lot. By 9:45 you'll usually always have manipulated in the first 15 minutes. Anyways, it's not important. But back to what I was saying. Here we're beneath midnight, but we don't take any liquidity lower around 9 a.m. so no trade. When I was looking at March, I had a lot of trades, so this must just be like a slow period for this model, which isn't bad, but weird one. We manipulate lower at 8:30, so I wouldn't say we're consolidating because the news, and it's not really like a all morning consolidation. It just kind of starts around 8:40, waiting for the open. But we've still manipulated lower around 8:30, so I would be looking to long still. The range I'd look at is kind of rounded up to this range. It's like the most obvious one. I wouldn't use this one because it's just a few candles and they're long, like a bunch of wicks. When there's a more obvious range, this one I could use. So let's get long right here. The 40-point stop. And oh wow, that's tough. So here's where we may need to use a smaller stop, you know. But I don't think this doesn't justify switching to a smaller stop just yet. Let's see if it would end up hitting. What the fuck? Okay, no, it would not end up hitting. I'm not gonna log this trade just because with funded accounts I can't hold them overnight, so I would have closed it profit. And I'm just not gonna log it. Alright. I wouldn't. This is predominantly moving in one direction, but I don't know if I'd call this a trend. Let's see, the 13th of August, I didn't do anything. Just because the only real move higher we have is during London, and then 8 a.m. But yeah, predominantly moving in one direction. I don't know if I would do anything here. On the 5 minute, wait, let's look on the 5. Oh, okay, yeah. No, Asia is pretty much just moving sideways, and London moves higher with consolidating. You have like these pulses of moves higher, so this could just be manipulation. It's not like it's just moving in one direction like it is here. But at 9:25, look for a change in the state delivery. So what range would we be looking at? My eye kind of gravitates to this one. Now there is this one too. So honestly, I'd probably get short right here with a 40-point stop. I'd be safe. If I get short too if I were to get short too a little too late though, I might have a bad fill and then get stopped, but let's just say I would have got a good fill, a perfect fill, and still that would not have been enough. Dang, that's tough. August is some shit, it's just not moving. So another day where we just roll over and nothing happens. I mean, we would have taken a bit of profit, but what also, if let's just say I would have gotten stopped, I would have also, I don't know if I would have wanted to re-enter, but even if I re-entered later or waited for another entry, still same thing. Too much of a wide stop here. But any smaller stop would have stopped me out, so I don't know. I really need a good way of measuring what my stop size will be. That's like the only thing I really don't know how to do. Consolidating, 830 manipulates higher, okay. 925, we need to change the state delivery, so we need a nice range. We don't really the thing is here, I don't want to get short right on this. I feel like I would probably get short right here. And I would lose. Dang, bro, what the fuck? These August is some shit. Holy. August 12th. Is there any news? No. Okay, short loss. Stop is 40. RR -1. Scenario, no scenario. Nice. So far, this is some shit. There's only been losses in August. 2 losses. The trend one would have taken. So over here, we're beneath midnight. We manipulate over this underneath this consolidation, and we took out overnight lows or Asia lows. So here's the thing that I don't know. Yeah, that would have been enough for me to want to go long. ATR is active, so I wouldn't have taken it. Unless if I go back with this model and I see that it's worth taking the ATR trades, then I would change that. But for now, anytime it shows up as red, I'm not taking that. And that would have been a very disappointing day. It just barely runs before rolling over. It's okay though. Just a bad month. It's the 11th. We're going long. Loss. 40-point stop. F1 scenario. ATR. All right, we at 8:30 just kind of open up and consolidate. We're near midnight. We don't really take any clean liquidity, so we wouldn't do anything here. This looks like a good day, but ATR is active again, and we're trending. So right here, yeah, I would want to go. We take out this high. What software? I'm using Notion. They have an AI too. This is a really, really great application. Like I can ask it, what do you know about my models in data collection? Or actually, hold on. I'm asking another. What do I use this for? You can use other AIs too, not just Oracle. Like you can use, I don't know how to change AIs. But I know there's a way. Let me get back to find things in your workspace, summarize pages, draft, rewrite text, help structure your training journaling. For example, pulling patterns and lessons out of your logbook and trading pages. Your workspace already has trading hub and logbook. I mean this entire notion. You can create an account for free, but you're not gonna have access to the AI, and you only have 1,000 kind of things that you can add. It's like 1,000 text boxes or 1,000 just pages. Run your life off dashboards, capture and organize knowledge, track progress, build databases instead of lists, make it searchable so you don't rely on memory. Basically, I like to I used to just upload pictures. Like I would go and upload pictures and then I have my trading log here. I need to get back to doing that, but right now I just use it for research, really. So anyways, enough distracting. Let's continue. So we're looking for a range to close me, and we get that right here. 40-point stop. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. It loses anyway. For whatever. Just gonna put it random. This is on the 7th of August. 7th of August. Stop is 40 points. We went short. Loss. -1R. ATR scenario. Put in the picture. Alright, here we're consolidating around midnight. Wouldn't want to do anything. And over here, what the fuck is that? Okay, I don't know. Here's another one where we take liquidity earlier in the morning at 8 a.m. And we do get another manipulation higher, but by the time I would be ready to go short, it would be too, well, yeah. If we had continued moving higher, I would have been more interested, but we're not really in a deep premium by the time around, 925. And then if we do, we don't even manipulate above this high, so I wouldn't be looking to do anything. And if I were to do anything, it'd be past 945 anyway. So no. Here's a trend scenario, so I wouldn't be taking this, but let's just say I wouldn't have a trade. See, before this model, I would just by default go short above midnight and 8:30 opening prices if the ATR wasn't red and if it wasn't trending. But right now we're using liquidity, and we're also using change in state delivery to confirm the draw on liquidity is over and it's going to go the other way. But here we wouldn't have that change in state delivery, so there's no range of consecutive up-close candles that we would break. So I wouldn't be looking to go short at all. We would ignore it. Right here, kind of like the same thing I just said. Again, we're in a trending environment. We have ATR indicators on. We wouldn't take any trades, but let's just journal it anyways. And we consolidate. We do get a manipulation run, but by the time we start to move higher and we would get a change in state delivery, it'd be too late. So we're not going to do anything there either. Over here, we're around midnight open for the whole day. Then we do manipulate lower. And by the time we get a change in state and delivery, it's again too late. 945, we wouldn't be doing anything. consolidating around midnight, wouldn't be doing anything there either. Okay, and over here, this is a good day. I think this is a trend. Did I mark this as a trend? 29th of July. Let's see. 29th. Nope. I didn't even trade that day. What? Probably because it was a trend. I don't know. But consolidating, then we manipulate higher. I don't know if this is a trend because we consolidate over here and we this is kind of like a trend, but it's just because we have this manipulation above this consolidation. I would say like the trend's kind of over and it just started consolidating. So it's not like just moving in one direction the whole time. But when we run up above this high, so we do have manipulation. And then on a 1 minute chart, we're looking for a change to say delivery. So consecutive up close candles. We're going to look at this range right here. That's a nice range. I'd be getting short right here. Right here at 945 with a 40-point stop. And this is another one I would crush less. Oh no, actually it would actually work for 4 hour. Next 5 minute short term low would be right there. 4.15 hour, but the ATR indicator is on, so I wouldn't have taken this anyway. And I don't know if this is a trend. I don't know if I should label this a trend or not, but I will label it anyway. This is something that like when I'm gonna label it anyway because when I have more trades that are all trend, like I'll do this again, but I'll go back through all the trends and I'll see like, okay, out of the ones that loses and the ones that wins, when it kind of looks like this where it's sloppy and it consolidates sideways a lot, but it's still predominantly moving one direction, overall, do these trades work? Is it profitable, you know? And then if it's not profitable, then I'll just get rid of it. But one thing I know for sure is that the days where it just is moving in one direction all day and doesn't consolidate at all ahead of the time to trade, that's not profitable. For me at least, for my model. But anyways, here we're deep in discount. We do manipulate in 9, so let's look for a change state delivery. Yeah, okay, we get that right here. Oh my lord, is this a holiday or something? God damn. Okay, we're going into the summer now in July, so I'm going to use tighter stops. Just because if August was a 40-point stop, I think 2025 was a funny year because at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of volatility because of stuff going on with tariffs, and then it died down pretty quickly, and people started getting comfortable with what monetary policy was doing. So I feel like in August it was still should be more volatile than summer. So if it was a 40-point stop in August and September, then I'm using 30-point July for now, and then I'll change it later. But this is something I'll have to change as I go, as I'm more like trading live. I see I have 3 people watching. The stream got a total of 28 views. Wow, I didn't think I would get much traction at this time. But welcome everyone to the stream. I'm just bored, so I did some backtesting, and then I usually stream in the morning when I trade, but recently I've been because of my last stream, I had some very hard difficulties. I missed the trade because I was focused on the chat, and that winning trade would have gotten me out of my drawdown. And then I just made it worse, and I went on tilt and made the drawdown even worse. So I haven't been streaming during my live trading. Anyways, here we manipulate 9 AM. I think this is gonna lose. Let's see. Because 920, no, it wouldn't. Because 925, we don't get a change in state delivery. We do here. So we get this range. We close above the range. We go along right here. Oh my god. What a G. Wow, that sucks. No way, we would use a 30-point stop. That's tough. This model is tough. Yeah, I don't know if I need to see some really good results at the beginning of the year for me to justify making these changes to the model. Now trend. So let's select this, the 25th of July. Alright, and then another ATR, but we do take liquidity in the morning. And let's see if when we get that changed in state delivery. Yeah, I would probably go long here right at 9:45, but this is back towards midnight, so I would not. That's not a deep premium. I would not be doing that. And over here, well, that's around midnight. No trade there either. Around midnight, no trade here. Actually, here, well, I would probably have looked to short, or sorry, to long, but there's no change to state delivery. Same thing here. I would have wanted to short, but we don't get a change in state delivery. Here we're consolidating around midnight. Wouldn't have done anything. Well, actually, I don't know, because we took out overnight highs. So maybe if we get an entry that's not like right next to midnight. Oh yeah, no, we would have entered right here. That would have been cooked. So no, nothing. Alright, we sweep down here. See if there's a change in the state delivery. Oh my god. Please tell me this one wins. I need you to win. I'd be so depressed trading July and August. I don't know, I haven't fully backtested July yet. Okay. Whenever there's no short-term high in sight, that kind of pisses me off. Or 5-minute short-term high I can target. I always do this. I deviate the kind of, not this sweep, but I don't even know if it, oh my god. Yeah, it would reach. I'll always aim for 0.5 or 1, and above 1 I'll aim for 1.25, 1.5, whatever gets me minimum 4R. So here it would be 1. Sometimes if it's something that's cleaner on a 1 minute, then I'll use the 1 minute, but I just look for a range, a clean sweep. It could even be earlier in the day, like something like this, yesterday's manipulation move. But I mean, that's just if I can't find a high to target. Anyways, finally a win. What the hell? Oh, you haven't had a trade in over a week here. RR is 4.57. No scenarios. Would there have been any news? What? There's not going to be really any trades. No news. Unless I didn't log. Oh, I don't know if I logged. Okay. Alright, and this is a nice example of a sweep higher. We took out liquidity, overnight highs. So now, finally W do for a win. MW do for a win. There's no change in state delivery, so no entry. Anyways, ATR is active, so we're into trade anyway. Alright, we take out liquidity, the overnight highs, but then we consolidate and then we manipulate again. So right at around 925, let's see if we have a change to state delivery. Yeah, so okay, this range over here, bang, right around here, 932. I'd get short the 30-point stop, and then I would cry because the ATR indicator is active. I don't even think it hits TP anyway. Nope. Wow. I'm not gonna log this trade because I think it will just roll over and oh, it would actually end up working. What? If I was trading a funded account, it would have closed me out pretty much at 4 hour. Well, within 4 hours for sure. But yeah, so I'm still gonna log it. But the ATR indicator is on, so I would not have taken this. Unless with these changes again, unless if I go back and I look at these, do you think if I use the Holy Spirit indicator, Madeline? What the fuck? You just gotta use the Holy Spirit. Yeah, if I go back and I see that the ATR indicator becomes profitable, now that I'm doing this whole wait for liquidity and a change in state delivery before entering and not just entering at 925 above 2 levels, then you know I'll move it. But we gotta backtest the year first, and we gotta backtest other years. Another thing too I'm excited to see is how this would work, and I'm gonna do this tonight after I'm done. Maybe after I'm done July, but I want to see. I want to see how it works in 2007. Anyways, 925. Yeah, we take out overnight session during London, then we consolidate, then we manipulate higher. So we did take out liquidity, and we'll drop down to the 1 minute. But yeah, we have changed state delivery right here. Again, the ATR is active. So 30-point stop. And we would get, I was gonna swear. Short loss 30 -1. Wait, wasn't the ATR active on this one? I think it was. I swear the ATR was active, was it not? And I wouldn't say this is a trend because of what Asia did. They just kind of consolidated after what Asia did. Wait, but I swear the... God damn it. What day is this? The 15th? Oh my lord, what just happened? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay, nice. So July's not a bad month then. It's already like, well, 8 hour so far net. Let's keep going. 14th we did. We're on the 11th. ATR is active. We're on a discount. We do manipulate, but by the time it changes state of delivery, it's 9:45. So no. And we don't really take any clear higher time frame liquidity, so it's not like, I feel like there was unfinished business and I wouldn't have even looked to trade anyway. Above midnight, we manipulate above the short-term high after taking out a session early in the morning. So we manipulate here, and then we look for a change in state of delivery. This looks promising. Okay, the range I would use, the one that pops out to me, is this one right here. We close beneath that, and literally in one fat candle at 9:33, we get short with a 30-point stop. This looks promising. And we run out right here. Right around 4 hour. Okay. So July is working a little better. That's good. See, I was about to cry. Holy shit, 35 views. Wow. I must be popping off. Short win. I wonder if some people are just in the stream while also backtesting and are just vibing to the music. If I talk too much and I'm annoying, just let me know. I don't know what I would do. No, by the time we would get a change state of delivery, it's too late. It's 10, so no, I wouldn't do anything. Going back further, almost done July, around midnight, consolidating, nothing to do. And we do take out overnight highs. Let's see if we get a change of state of delivery. What the fuck? Oh, it's a 12-minute chart. I was like, what's going on? Yeah. I'd get long right here. 30-point stop. What the fuck? Whoa. Just disconnected OBS Studio. What the fuck is this? Holiday? Yeah, holiday. And this would have manipulated higher, so I would have wanted to get short, but there's no at 9:35. Let's see, is there a change of state delivery? Oh yeah, there is. Oh, that would have been cooked. Actually, see, I don't know, cause I don't know if I would have wanted to get short here, because technically this is a nice candle, but the more obvious range is here, 9:30 to 9:31. So I'm gonna skip this. Oh, deep discount. Let's see. 9:25. Do we have a change of state delivery? That kind of meets this move here. Break out above that. And we go get long right here. 30 points up. 4 just at the 5 minutes for the 5-minute chart. Next 5-minute short-term high after 4 hour, right there. This happens on the 2nd of July. Long when 30 point stop, 4.07. Nice. So I think that concludes July. Oh no, we have one more day. And this is sweeping lower. We've taken out liquidity lower, predominantly moving lower, but I don't want to say that's a trend. We don't really break out. It's kind of just chopping around. This is a nice range we do break out of, but by the time we do that, it's 9:45 and too late to trade. So I'd be not doing anything. Anyways, July is not that bad though. 4 here, it's 8. So far it's 12.9, and then that's 16 point, I guess 17.5. 17.5 minus 1, 2, 3, 14.5. It's not bad at all. I don't know, I don't have data on NLP. I don't know why I don't have data on NLP. Maybe it's in this one. No. I swear I had data on NLP in July. But I guess not. In June, July, I never backtested it. That's weird. I know I did it at one point, but I think I deleted it. No, there's something wrong. Oh wow, I guess I just missed the whole contract. Oh, I remember why. It's because it was extremely volatile. So I didn't bother to do that quarter because of the whole Trump stuff. Okay, I'll have to go and do that. But so far, not bad. Real quick, what I want to see is I'm gonna take a break from 2025. We're done July. And I want to see how it would work. Let's pick a year. I don't know. Let's do like 2018. No, 2012. NQH 2012. Okay. I have to get rid of this. Here's the thing about 2012, right, is that it's like this. So how do I trade at a time when the charts look like that? Let's start here. The answer would probably be I trade Forex instead. Because like here, I could justify getting short, maybe a little late. With a 5. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of cooked. And this wouldn't work. But what could work is like maybe the pound. Okay, here's a good day to start. Yeah, I don't know, this is kind of cooked, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the euro? What the fuck? This was after a major crisis, though. Like 2011. Let's do 2000. Not 2004. 2009. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm thinking like if I was alive during those years, like I guess trading, was that even a thing? No. See, like I could find trades in this. Like look at this. We manipulate higher, drop down to a lower time. I'm just scared that the markets are gonna return. Like, actually, I don't think so. No. Let me ask chat. Hold on. Let's ask chat something. Let's take a screenshot of this. Okay. I was backtesting and backtesting 2012, 2009, and other years this early, and I noticed that prices don't move much. None of my models seem to work well because price simply doesn't move enough. I'm scared it will be like this again in the future, but I'm also aware that technology has evolved and markets made more efficient. Also, things like QE and unsustainable debt must influence how trading is more possible now. A high level fear. Okay. Technology, tighter spreads, faster fills, more higher time frame, chop intraday. I'm just wondering, will it ever look like 2012 again? But even 2017, I know 2017 is a historically low volatile year, but even 2017 did not look like this. What the fuck? That's even worse. No, it's not worse. That's just because it's a contract change. Like you can see obviously like it moves more. Here would be my 2025 model. See, this is like, what the fuck, a 5 points, oh my god. This is really cooked. Like it, I don't know. Let's just look at this and see. I think we just need to target lower R. I'm sure my 2025 model would still print. But would it also still print in like a year like, let's do NQZ 2012. Okay, so you know what? My 2025 model looks like it would still work. Like my model 1. Interesting. I really gotta backtest more of that. Yeah, so I mean, this is like, I've seen enough to see that like 2-4 trades inside of a month. My 2025 model, at least, like my model 1 would survive. I wouldn't say this is a clean sweep. I don't know if I would consider that a clean sweep because of all the wicks. Even London seems to have okay movement. Like, oh, never mind. This is tough. I'm not seeing any good sweeps. There's a questionable. No, not really. Nah. Here's a good sweep. Nice body. Would have lost. Yeah. I Actually, it wouldn't even been an entry. No, yeah, I would have entered right here. No, would have lost. The one loss. Oh, here's a nice one. What the fuck? Alright. That's good to know. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do, a lot of backtesting to do, obviously, for like the last 20 years, but I need my fiance to help me. I want to do October of last year, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And I'm not gonna look at the ATR. Okay, here, far beneath midnight, manipulate, lower time frame. Wow, yeah, when too late to get short. And ATR is active, skip, ATR is active, skip. Over here, and we manipulate up here, and then let's see. Yeah, sure, right there. 40 point stop, we get cooked. Says the ATR is active? What the fuck? What do you... No, it's not. That's the trend. Not looking at that. It's trend. ATR is active there. I'm gonna skip that. Alright, here we take out liquidity, and then we just need to change state delivery. What time do we take out liquidity? 1 a.m. Nice, after 8:30. Let me get that right there. Let me get that right. Say right there. 40 points. Stop. Oh my god, is that a W? What the hell? Nice. And this is another example where 8:30 opening, we would have been in between that and midnight, but because we're waiting for a change state delivery and we already taken out liquidity, we don't need 8:30. We know it's in a state going higher. So like the goal of this is to remove the 8:30 opening, to add different rules that are about liquidity and how markets move, and then seeing if that would make it more profitable. ATR, not looking at that. Okay, over here, take out liquidity, and then too late to get in, unless no, 9:25 doesn't. We only take liquidity at 9:30. Right here, 9:40. Consolidating, no trade. TR. Consolidating, no liquidity taken. ATR's present. Nasty move it. Consolidating around midnight. Down here we're around midnight, no trade. Although I wonder if maybe there's a short. No. Alright, we run up above. We wait for a change in the state delivery. Let's see. And we get that right here. I like this music. Damn, it's my groove. Gunna would be better, but it's okay. You can go one night without Gunna. God damn it. If AC heard me say that, I'd get slapped. Nice. Nice, okay, so let's see how we did. We're gonna remove the scenario, ETR, and trend, and 8:30 crosses midnight. Aye. Alright, and then NLP did 3.28, 2.28, 1.28, 0.28. Wow, it basically went break even after fees, commissions. It lost. NLP2 did, it's like 9 hour. Oh, not bad. 9 hour. during a time where the government shut down, and there was like no trade, no news. That's not bad. Well, I think I'm done. Tomorrow I'll do November and June. Maybe May. I don't know. I'm probably gonna finish the year tomorrow. Alright, well thank you everybody for watching the stream. And everyone who tuned in. 41 people, or maybe not people, 41 times peak views of 5 views. That was quite surprising. I didn't expect to see this many people turn up. But yeah, and I hope everybody has a good day. Or well, technically we're midnight here, so hope everybody has a good night.